Hello, so let's continue to talk about whether the universe had a beginning. And according to the second law of thermodynamics, the usable energy is getting less and less in the universe. We're running out of usable energy, and it's similar to the car. You put fuel in your car, and as you use it, the fuel runs out. The same goes for the universe. And I know there is the saying that the universe is constant in the energy is constant in the universe, which is true. However, the usable energy isn't. It keeps running out. Once you use up an energy, it becomes useless. And the way to a good analogy would be that if you organize everything in your room and you keep doing your things there and you don't do anything there for a month or 2 months in terms of putting everything bent to its place or to dust or to clean up your room, then you would see the chaos. And it's the same thing. They call this the law of entropy. That's another way to look at it, that everything goes from order to chaos. And if everything goes to order to chaos, where did the order come from? And because there's still some order and usable energy left in the universe, that's one way to infer that the universe is not eternal, because we would already have run out of usable energy and there would be chaos everywhere. And the other thing is the universe is expanding. And if you look at the Einstein theory of general relativity, it said that the universe is expanding. And actually, it was proven years later, even when Einstein just predicted that this would be the case. But Edwin Hubble, he actually proved it using his telescope. And the other thing is you have to the other thing that we have to mention is that the universe is it's not that the space expands. It's not that the universe expands into space, but the space itself expands. And the Einstein theory also predicted that space, time, and matter, they would be correlated. So one couldn't exist without the other, which means that before beginning, time didn't exist. So time, space, and matter came into existence at the same time. And there are very spiritual religions or some sort of spiritualities that try to say that time is a philosophical concept. But the thing is that gravity is able to bend time, not just space. It actually is able to bend time and distort it. And it's interesting that even on top of a building, time elapses in a different way than in the bottom of the building. Although we couldn't see this, although we couldn't sense it, but there's still a difference. And also there's radiation from the Big Bang. And in 1965, there were two gentlemen who discovered on their antennas some strange background radiation, some background noise. And wherever they turned the antenna, they had the same result. So they called this the background radiation that we have from the Big Bang. And this is actually heat and light that we have from the beginning. And the light is actually invisible because the expanding universe stretched out the light, the wavelength of the light, but we can still measure the heat. There's something else called great galaxy seed. So what happened was, scientists using this background radiation predicted that, okay, if it is true, then there should be another thing that would point us to whether the universe had beginning, and that was temperature differences in this radiation. So in 1989, because what happened was, if there would be this this difference in the temperature in the background radiation, that would have meant that it would have given the chance for galaxies to congregate and matter to congregate and to be able to form the galaxies. So in 1989, NASA sent in space some instrument that was worth about $200 million to see if these differences in the temperature are there. And in 1992, they actually found them. And the person who was leading the program said that if you're religious, sorry, it's as if you were looking at God. Somebody said an astrophysicist said that it is space exploration sent the Holy Grail. Stephen Hawking said that it's one of the most important discoveries of all time. So the question is, if the universe had a beginning, what does it mean in terms of the existence of God? And there was an agnostic, the person who doesn't believe in God, but he's not a fully committed atheist. He said that the universe had a beginning. It actually confirms the biblical stories of the creation, and it was actually the scientists themselves who painted themselves into a corner, because they were the ones who were using their own instruments to prove that the universe had a beginning, and everything that came into existence, every star, every planet, every living thing could actually be traced back to that one event. And he said that the forces that were acting during the creation, they are something that we could never be able to comprehend. And he also said that the fact that the beginning of the universe, there were supernatural forces at work, is a scientific fact. And the interesting thing is, scientists still don't accept it as a fact, and the question is why. And the same gentleman said that the thing about scientists, that, or this discovery, is that the theologians, they were happy about it because it confirmed the creation story in the Bible. But said that, interestingly, the scientists, they reacted in the same way that somebody would react when their faith is being challenged by facts, by discoveries, by evidence. And he said that although these scientists are claiming that they can see things objectively, it appears that certain scientific viewpoints are almost like religious dogmas. And it's really interesting if you think about it, because we are being called dogmatic, we are called religious, and it's viewed as a bad thing. But scientists are just as religious as us. They just have a different religion. We'll be back.